Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I've got these beautiful Sew Crafty papers from Tonic Studios, and I'm going to make a lovely little Mother's Day card, maybe even two, and then at the end I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful but really simple gift bag using these papers as well. I've got a sped up video of that one, just showing you a very quick run through it, but I'll explain it in more detail in this video if you want to watch along with that as well. These papers are 200 GSM, so they're really wonderful quality. They're double-sided and there are 6 designs, so there's 2 of each, and you get all these lovely colours. And there's some really lovely little button patterns and checks and florals and all sorts of really pretty things in there. And I'm going to use the little sentiment which says, if were flowers I'd pick you, and then you can fill in this centre bit yourself. And I'm making a Mother's Day card, so I'm going to use this one here. So we've got, if mothers were flowers I'd pick you, and I'll use that on my little card, and we'll just get started. That little die that we were having a look at is actually from kit number 62, and that's called Wildflowers and Florals. So I'm actually going to use a couple of the other dies from that set along with it as well. I suppose some of you will already have this, so this is just another way of using it. So I've got a 5x7 card in the landscape orientation, and I've taken some pistachio green card, and I've actually just trimmed it to size to slightly fit inside there. And then I have taken the large die, this one that just cuts the pattern into the card, and I've cut that out there, and I'm going to lay that on there. But I wanted some of this really beautiful Sew Crafty paper in there, and I've taken the other die that cuts out the top area for fitting in here. So it's actually just this little die. I'll show you it on there. And I've laid that right up at the top of the card, and I have cut out this beautiful little floral in it. And that would be really lovely on its own there, but you kind of need those other flowers on it. And the pistachio green and that go really beautifully together. So that is going to get glued on there, and then I'll come back and show you the rest of it. And now for the little Mother's Day sentiment. So I've taken this die and I've cut that out in white, and these dies all come together in that little set. Then I have taken this one and I've cut that out in the beautiful spotty paper from the pack. And then I have taken this one and the little oval shaped one that goes along with it, and I've cut both of those out in white, and I've got this little sentiment, and I'm going to glue all of this together. So this one will go on here, and you'll see that beautiful little spotty pattern in behind it, and then that will all get glued together on here, and will all go on the front of the card. Now you'll see there are 3 little flower dies on here on that acetate sheet, and I have gone ahead and cut them out and used them here, but I just want to show you how to assemble those, because there are 2 different sizes in them, and these are really pretty. So you've got a larger one and a smaller one here, and ideally you would want to cut these out in 2 different patterned papers. So there are little gaps in between the petals there and there, and if you pop the smaller one in behind the larger one and put those petals in between there, then you can just lift up the petals that are in behind and pop them into the foreground and work your way around the little flower doing that, and there you are. They'll come up through those little gaps. And that will then look like that. Then you can go ahead and emboss that. I've got my little mat here and my little embossing tool. So if I turn that over and give that a good little emboss on there, pop it over here and then push the embossing tool into the center, that will bring all those little petals up and you can push the smaller ones up even further, and you can see the dimension on it there, but the smaller one must go in behind first, because whenever you bring those petals forward, that means that they're then the smaller petals on the inside, and that looks really, really lovely. So last night I went ahead and prepared all of this card, and I went ahead and made myself 3 little flowers here. I've actually, sorry, 5, 3 for the top and 2 for the bottom, and I've alternated the patterns. I've also added some of these dream drops into the centre. So these are Love Potion, and then I sprinkled some white glitter on top of that. But then this morning I added some Shimmering Rose metallic crystal drops on top of that. So I wanted the larger area to dry last night. Isn't that really, really beautiful? So I'm going to go ahead now and glue 3 up here and 2 down here. Last night then, whenever I was getting all of this ready, I went ahead and punched little buttons out of the button paper there. It's really gorgeous paper, and I thought it would look nice on there, but when I actually see it in daylight, I think it might just be one thing too many on there, and I really like the card the way it is, but that's another option if you like that. There you are. But I'm very happy with this just the way it is, and I think that's beautiful. Now I'm going to go on to a second card, and I've gone ahead and prepared that one as well. I've now got an A6 card, and I've matted some of that beautiful striped and stitched patterned paper onto some pink card, and I'm going to glue that on there. And then I made myself a little banner. So I've just cut this across whatever width I wanted. You can make it whatever width you want. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as that. And then I made a point in the centre. I actually just set my ruler on there. So that's the difference from the base to the point. Put a point in the centre and followed straight along with my scissors. I just went straight from the point here right into that edge with my scissors, and I've done the same with a pink piece for the back, and that's going to go on there. But I wanted to add some ribbon on the top before I do that, so I'm going to just glue that around here. Now I like to do that with double-sided tape instead of glue, actually, because glue makes ribbon buckle a little bit, and I don't even want to put it across the front. I could put glue tape right across there, but what I'm going to do this time is just add it down here. I've made the little sentiment this time without adding a piece of floral paper in behind, because I thought the pink stood out really well on that. But isn't that little floral paper beautiful against that stripe there? And here we go, just add that on the top there. And then I've made myself a little flower, and this time I want to pop it straight in there, right at the top. I could have added a little bow on there, but I thought the flower would look really, really nice. Just there. And I've also taken some of the spotty paper and I've cut it out with the little entwining ivy die set. So if you don't have that one, you could use anything that's kind of a leafy thing, and I am going to put that one going across there just to come down like that, and then I'm going to snip off some of the leaves and put them down the other side. Those papers are just so pretty in the colours and the patterns of them, and I thought I'd make the little gift bag. So I've already got that little video that's all sped up, but I'll give you a very quick run through it here as well to go along with that. But aren't those lovely? Nothing to do with me, of course, just that they're beautiful papers. So I'm going to bring in this patterned paper. It's spotty on one side, but that's going to be the inside this time, and I'm going to have the button area on the outside. So what we want to do is fold this over, like so, and then you can fold the other side over, and just as long as you have a little piece that's going to sort of connect there, and you can see there that, just leave that little area and make sure it's all parallel along the bottom. Score that down. Now this isn't my original template. I've seen lots and lots of these on Pinterest. I'm not actually too sure who came up with this idea in the first place, but it wasn't me. I've just adapted a few of them and come up with the kind of little bag that this turns out to be. There we are. We've now got this piece, and you want to fold the part at the bottom up to about there. Give yourself plenty of room to make a nice little base on it, and burnish that along there. Now you'll take this piece, open that up, and then point these two areas in. Now do you see where this score line is here? You want to get that right parallel, right on top of actually where this fold is here. So just go ahead and do that. You can burnish that down as well. And then do the same thing on the other side. So it's the most important part at this stage is to get those points all aligning there. And then you'll have a lovely little straight bag, but it's really, really easy. Now on this one, you want to fold that over to just beyond that score line, just beyond it, about there. And fold this one up like this so that this is symmetrical in there. And burnish again. Now you turn the bag round sideways and fold this over so that these pieces go in here, and you've got a little point here. And fold that down, burnish yet again. It couldn't be easier. Do the same here, nice little point in here, and there you are. Now, coming back to where we want to join this, I just like to get all those score lines folded over, but I have now got to attach these two pieces, so I put double-sided tape along here and here. You could actually do that before you do the sides in, but either way is fine. Down there and there. And then we'll fold this one over, and that will attach that nicely. And then you can either put glue across here, I think I'll use glue this time, glue across that little area, or you could use double-sided tape, just whatever, but so long as you've got these two together nice and neatly. And hold that. So now you can open all of this up. Just pop the bottom down like that and open it up on the inside, put your hand down in and pop the bottom down like that. And when you've got it to this stage, just go along all those little folds there at the side and just make sure you've got them nice and crisp. It's better just to do them with your fingers at this stage, because if you were to roll a little tool or whatever down there, you'd probably get some lines in it that you don't want. But there's the little basis for the little bag. Now you can pop the sides in like that, and there, and fold the top over just to wherever you want it. And at this stage then you can finish it off in various ways. You could punch a hole in at the top, or you could add a ribbon round. I'll just bring some of these in that I've already done. Little one, so you can just make the paper smaller and make a smaller bag, just whatever you want. And again, you don't have to measure. But all I'm going to do here is add a little bit of ribbon in along the top there. So I'm going to put some double-sided tape along here. And this time I'm going to use fine white ribbon. And that's going to go in there. Fold that over, and then I can add my little bow up at the top. In this one you'll see there's a lovely little die here that cuts out a little shape with a little hole up at the top, and I've placed that right over one of the buttons and I've got it there, and I'm going to thread that through the ribbon that I have up at the top before I tie a bow in it, and I think that'll be a nice little effect hanging from there. And there it is, all finished, and you could make a little tag or whatever. I've actually used some craft paper for that one, some craft card, and cut out some of the little buttons again and put it on there, but this time I really just like that. That's a very nice little idea. In fact, last night as well, when I went ahead with this, I actually hung some of these onto little areas of ribbon, and I was going to have some dangling down there, but I'm not too sure that you would actually see them just so well off that one, but they might be nice on a different card, so that's just another little idea as well. But it's beautiful paper and makes a really, really lovely Mother's Day card or a little gift bag. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed it, give me a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you like about this paper and how you would use it as well, and if you've enjoyed watching. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell, and I'll have my links to any products that are still available. The paper is definitely there for all of your uses, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that. And thank you very, very much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.